We talk Nancy stories, gal.
So at the beginning of 2025, I packed up all of my things, I sold my car, I quit my job, and I moved abroad to Guyana, South America. And a year later, at the beginning of 2026, I decided to move back to the US.
I know it's going to last.
Your heart is bad. She don't listen now. Look, look, look. She moved back to
To live
America.
in Guyana, you got to know for teeth. You got to
Backside
know
can't
for
survive in
darling, come
Guyana.
home, go and find another country.
What was very clear to me was that Guyana was not the place for me. And so I want to talk about why I decided to move abroad and also why I decided to move back in hopes that this might help someone else. Sometimes you just gotta take the leap, you gotta take the chance and try something different. And it doesn't mean that you failed or that you didn't do a good job, you didn't do all your research. It just means that you tried something, it didn't work, and you keep going. So let's talk about it. My name is Jojo, and I like to use my videos and pictures from traveling around the world to talk about important political issues. Okay, so moving abroad has been coming up more and more in the news because of the Trump administration and their sheer incompetence and their commitment to just denigrating the United States and bringing us into war. Anyways, I think that it's very normal for people to want to move abroad for political reasons. For me, I think that my reasons for moving abroad actually was not solely political. At one point, I actually told my boss, it doesn't matter who wins the election in 2024, I don't want to be in the US in 2025. And so said, so done. I wasn't playing like even if Kamala had won, I really felt like it was just time in my life to just try something different. Reason number one is the fact that I've always wanted to move abroad, and specifically I've always wanted to move to Guyana, where my family is from. So I'm a student of the Anthony Bourdain School of Travel, and so I really enjoy learning about different cultures, meeting people from different backgrounds, understanding their perspectives. I really enjoy like going to the parts unknown, like not just like for me going to France. Like Paris is cool. It was nice to go to Paris, but it was also really cool to go to Rennes or to go to south of France, to go to these little pockets of neighborhoods and cities. And so I've always been not just like interested in traveling, like resort traveling or vacationing or just trying to get the Instagrammable moments. But I've been truly interested in like learning about other people's cultures and the way other people live. And that just brings so much perspective into my life. Yeah, it got to a point where traveling or taking a trip once, twice, even like 4 or 5 times a year was just not enough for me. And I needed something different. And the US was just, it was beyond who is president, beyond which political party has control of the House or of Senate. I was just tired of a lot of the aspects of American culture. And so I wanted to try something different. Back in undergrad, I studied Mandarin, thinking that I was going to like, move to China or Asia at some point. But instead of moving abroad, I decided to go back to school and get my master's in international studies. So that's what I did. I did the thing that they tell you to do to like get your education, get a good job, work on, you know. And so after I got my master's, I was like, okay, like maybe now I'll move abroad. Maybe I'll go to Latin America. Maybe I'll move to Guyana. And again, I chose the safe thing to do. I got a good job with the good benefits and the good pay, and I got a car, and I was saving up to buy a house. And so it just felt like every single time I had the opportunity to travel, every single time there's like a transition in my life where it's like this could be the moment where you move abroad, I feel like I always chose the safe thing to do. Save up to buy a house, pay off your student loans, get a good job, get the benefits, the health care. But then in 2022 and then leading into 2023, the unthinkable happened. And I lost two cousins that were very close to me within the span of 4 months. And I don't know about you and your family, but for me, my cousins are like my siblings. Like, we're that tight. And my siblings are my everything. So losing these two family members just really struck me in a way. I spent all of 2023 just grieving. And then 2024, I was searching for just a different perspective on life. I really decided to focus on work-life balance. I just adopted this idea that like I'm not going to raise my blood pressure for anyone or anything. I don't care about any work projects or how this person thinks of me. I don't care about being the smartest person in the room or proving myself to climb the corporate ladder. I was just like so tired of all of those like little things. Like just I enjoy my work. I enjoy my career. I enjoy being around people. But truthfully, if it's not a matter of life and death, I'm not about to raise my blood pressure about it. Okay. I'm staying at a cool 110/65. Like, no. I feel like death and grief really puts things into perspective because at the end of my life, am I going to be thinking about what that one client put in that one email in that one winter in 2021? Like, no, I'm going to be thinking about the people that I shared my life with, the experiences that I had. And so I just felt like I wanted to put more energy, more of my time, more of my money into experiences and meeting people and spending time with family. And so the work-life balance became life-work balance, like always putting life before work. So yeah, number one, always wanted to move abroad. Spent so many summers in Guyana. Guyana was really just calling me, like on an ancestral level. And it felt like now is the time. And then grief happened, and it really felt like life is too short. Now is the time. And then finally, yeah, the job was talking about going back to the office, and I said, deuces. With everything that had happened in my life for the past few years, when they talked about going back to the office, commuting in DC traffic, it became a Ryan Coogler movie.
Oh, no. 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 No, 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 no.
Like, I was like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. And also, it just felt like there was time for a change in my career. I really love this idea of the 15-year career. And for me, I'm coming up on 10 years in this communications PR work. And so I was like, what is really next? And can I really grow where I'm at? Everything felt so stagnant, and the whole entire world was screaming to me like, go, this is the time. So when they were talking about going back into the office full time, just literally could not imagine myself commuting through DC traffic again. There's no universe, there's no reality, there's no dimension anywhere, everywhere, all at once. Within this time-space continuum, in the third, fourth, or fifth dimension where I am going back to the office. I have seen the promised land. I've been to the land of the milk and honey. Why would I go back to the office? Even now you have CEOs trying to convince us like, oh, women are losing out by not being in the office. Great. I'm not. I promise y'all, I'm not losing out. Like, all of that happened between 2023 and 2024, and I was just like, you know what? I'm putting on the rose-colored glasses, and I'm betting on myself. I'm going to go freelance, I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to move abroad. I'm going to leave the U.S. and go to Guyana, South America, because I thought that Guyana would be
a soft landing
on this move abroad journey. I didn't think it was going to be like my forever city or my forever place, my forever. With everything that's going on, I didn't want to move abroad in this sort of like expat neo-colonizer kind of way. It really felt like I should at least give my ancestral land a chance before thinking about like Europe or Ghana or Mexico City or Thailand. You know, it just felt like, why not start where your ancestors came from? Well, most of my ancestors, well, it's a long story. They had a long journey to Guyana and then a long journey to the U.S. But yeah, my family has been trying to build a house in Guyana for years now, and every single time it's just like, it just became clear that there needs to be someone who is willing to go to Guyana on a regular basis, like every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks, to help bring this process along. And let me tell y'all, it's still a long process. It is so complicated. Like, and people act like, oh, it's not complicated. Oh, it's hard. Like, I hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be posting more about moving abroad as well as just general travel tips. And I also am going to go back into my world news report roundup. So look out for those things. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Have a great day.